And we're live.
And we're live.
We're live. All
Again.
right. Welcome. Yeah. To all our 2 viewers. Yes. I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
At this moment.
Yeah, at this moment. There might be more people coming. They're getting how do you say that? An alert, hopefully from Twitch or from their email that we're live. So, all right. Okay. So first off, hi everyone. We're back.
We're back.
It's episode 22.
Yes.
And once again, there is no Benjiro, unfortunately.
He's still chilling out there.
Yeah, well, there's some family stuff, and
yeah.
Hopefully, there's good family stuff. So
yes,
it's they're
family
not here this weekend. They're not here this weekend. So
obligations.
Yeah, but with me, I do have Metzman, as you heard and saw if you're watching the stream, and of course, and of course. I'm Vash, so yay. And of course, welcome to you too, Metzman.
Thank you.
Great that you're here again this weekend. So what are we going to cover this week? We're going to cover Nintendo. There's been a Nintendo Direct this week, and which was really good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, I like it. Pretty good. And there's some stuff that we didn't cover from the PC gaming show last time because it was a long one.
We had a lot of stuff to talk about. So
there was a lot of stuff in that week. Then there's some movement going on with the FTC and the Microsoft Activision Blizzard deal, so we might be able to talk about that as well.
Yes.
It's ongoing as we speak. So you can even follow it live if you manage to get into the Zoom call, because that server has been hammered.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's roll the intro.
Yes. And we're back.
Yay. So, episode 22. What did we play last week? And I think we both played quite a bit.
Yes, because other than all the E3 stuff, or the sort of E3 stuff, of course, Steam started their Next Fest, which means there's like billions of demos. And games
quite
to try. So yeah, we've both been diving into a few games, and over the course just downloading a whole bunch and seeing what's fun and what's not. So yeah.
Well, you go first with a couple of things.
First. Yeah, I got quite a list.
Yeah, I know. And we'll switch them around this week.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, let's switch up. And the first thing I played actually was the demo for quite a big game in Xbox's library, and we both played it, so we can talk about it right now. Yep. And we have that check marked on our list. It's Jusant.
Yeah, which is France maritime term. It's in the start of the game it says that France maritime term qualifying now I missed it.
Yeah, it says there. Yeah, it has something to do with the sea.
A period of a low ocean tide.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I just missed the text, but which is funny because not just the name Jusant, it's French, but the entire style of the game has a very French feeling towards it.
Yeah.
So with the eyes of the main character, and it reminded me of the style used for a classic 80s cartoon called Spartacus and the Sun Beneath the Sea.
Yeah.
And which I really always found weird. It was a very weird cartoon, but I really liked it. Yeah. But tell us more about the game.
All right. So yeah, the game, it's made by Don't Nod, which of course we know about all their very talkative, character-driven, interactive storytelling games.
Yep. And a French studio.
and which is it's a French studio.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense then, right?
Yes.
And they decided to try something else. And what they decided to do is make a game that is very gameplay focused, but where the environment and the little things you find will tell you the story. And most of it is actually optional, which I found nice. So you could totally, completely focus on the gameplay if you want. You could just start climbing, because that's what the main gameplay element is. You climb. And I was kind of like describing this game to others like a mix between Ico and Death Stranding, sort of.
Right.
So what that means is that Ico was primarily a silent game. It was a game where you have to traverse terrain and puzzle, and also kind of similar in style is kind of the environments here. It's abandoned. It's very quiet. There's these structures with a very unique look to them, and yeah, it's a very cozy game. It's a very silent game, and you basically the first thing you learn immediately is climbing, and that's what you'll do most of the game. And yeah, it's very intuitive. It's definitely recommended to play it with a controller, like the game says at the beginning as well. Like if you can play it with a controller, because all of the inputs are really built around it. Because it uses a lot of analog movement, like reaching for places to grab, and all that stuff. And they're very in depth with the climbing. Like they really wanted to make a climbing game, not just a indie story game with climbing, but actually make that a big focus. So they really worked that out well. Let me skip a little bit forward so we can see some of the climbing. And you have a stamina bar as well as usual, and then you can plant like hooks. Do you know the name of those hooks? I always forget them.
Oh wow! Yeah, no,
they have a specific name, but
I'm not deep into mountain climbing.
So there's hooks you can place. Then those become your kind of like checkpoints, because if you tend to fall, you will always hang from that hook. Which means that you can just climb up from there, or you can swing. You can drag. You can pull the rope up, and you can drag yourself up. So that becomes your little checkpoint, and you have like a limited use of those, because of course, they want you to strategically place those things. And of course, this is the beginning of game you play, so I can imagine that it gets a lot harder later. Because I did feel that the game was kind of easy. Is that there's a lot of tutorial messages on screen.
It's a start.
They tell you multiple times to place one of those anchors, even when they've already been sort of a tutorial message. But there's still it starts to get a little tricky later on, where you have to use your momentum to swing across like a big rock and try to reach a rock up there, So you're kind of like, so it kind of gets more and more tricky. The spaces between points to climb are getting bigger, and overall it's very intuitive. I immediately kind of, because you have to use your triggers to grab onto things, and it kind of becomes second nature after a short while. So it's and I like that. It's not a climbing game where you constantly have to look at your controller and what do I have to do again here? You kind of learn it like riding a bike, which is really nice.
Right.
And it's just of course the environments also. It's on Unreal 5, so the environments are fantastically detailed. But it's nice because they have a very artistic art style, like we discussed. But if you look at the details, if you look at the objects in the space and the geometry of the walls and everything, it is really detailed. Like they're using the nanite technology, basically, to create really detailed objects and geometry. So you can go up close to any object or a wall, and it will remain detailed, like almost indefinitely. So it's it's really pretty to look at. And of course, another thing that Unreal Engine 5 does really well is the lighting. It is beautiful lighting. It has very natural lighting.
Oh yeah.
And especially when you're going from indoor environments to outdoor environments, it gets this cozy blanket basically of warm light.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned before, there is story things to find, little notes that you can read that tell that notes to other people and people that lived there that are now gone.
Yeah, some communication stuff in exactly.
Yeah, and little stories like you can find this like notes from characters that come back later, and it's like if you want to, you can dive into that and find out what happened in this place and who lived there, remnants of things they were making, building, and all sorts of things. It was really, really great demo. I had a lot of fun. I think I'm actually going to play the full version as well because I always like these games. They're chilly games. I love chill games where you can just listen to a podcast and under a while you're just climbing things. So I will probably
listen to this
one
podcast.
Up. Yeah, exactly. Listen to this podcast, for example. Yeah. So it's I don't know. I don't have anything else in depth to say about it. It's just a very beautiful game.
Yeah.
What's your point? Because you've played it as well. So
I played it as well, and I really love the atmosphere. It works for me. There's something about the desolate area where you're in. The sea is gone, so everything you climb is basically an underwater mountain, or was an underwater mountain. But people have started living in those underwater mountains because the ocean was receding quite slow, from my understanding. The stories were intriguing, the ones that you come across. There's a lot of stuff that you can find, and I was playing with a PlayStation controller, and I figured I think I'm gonna play this game on my PlayStation 5 on a PlayStation 5 once I can get one, because with I think there's more of a feeling because of the haptic feedback.
Right. Yeah.
On the PlayStation controller, the adaptive triggers and that sort of stuff. I think that gives you more like more better immersion than like on the Xbox or PC, which is fine because I think that's also more important part these days when it comes to games. Not just feedback with like rumble and that sort of stuff, but also in the triggers themselves.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I might like it a lot that way. I am not sure.
Definitely, if you have the option. I do love that PlayStation 5 has that sort of stuff. And then definitely for a game like this, that will probably create more immersion. And is it actually coming to PlayStation 5?
It is.
Okay, because I was because it was it's a Xbox Showcase game, so I was wondering if that.
No. It's definitely coming. It says so on the Don't Nod website.
Okay, right.
So it was announced during the Xbox showcase, but it's coming to PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, of course.
Okay,
and
nice.
like you said, the demo is now available on Steam. I think this one will be available for a long time. So
I think so too.
Because with the issue with Steam Next Fest is that some demos don't work after like a week. So when Steam Next Fest is over, and I think it's over right now, but I'm not sure. Might be longer. But we both played this one.
Yes.
Next Fest is over.
Yeah.
No, June 26th. Sorry.
I was gonna say
it's not over yet. So
it's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
Yeah.
A couple of days, so we have a couple of demos that we still both want to try.
Yeah.
So what is the next game that you played and I didn't?
Let's see. I think did I put it on here? Oh no.
Mind you, I also played that one race game that you have in there because it was very weird.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna check my list here. Well, I'm just gonna go by list because I have played some other stuff as well. And I have them lined up here, so it's a little easier to. So I played a little bit more Dark Forces. Just very short. I played through this level. It's a very hard level. It's Jabba's Palace, where you lose all your weapons at the start because you're captured, and you have to
remember that one.
You have to rescue your co-pilot and escape, basically. But I had to do so many tries, and I just wanted to get it over with. But it's it's one of those things where it becomes this Dark Souls feeling of like feeling really satisfied once you did it. Like you start off with nothing, you get a few thermal detonators and just your fists basically to fight. And then eventually I managed to finally get through this. You get your weapons back here as well. And one of the nasty things about this level also is that they place mines everywhere, and mostly behind the doors. So you open the door, you walk in, and boom, and then you end up dead again. So you have to like throw detonators behind every door to make sure that you clear the mines. There's a whole room full of mines in this one as well. But yeah, I finally finished the mission, and now I can continue playing because I want to play this. I want to finish this game on hard.
Yeah.
That was my goal because I've always played it on easy as a kid, of course. Because as a kid, I would always choose easy. I'm one of those kids. But yeah, I wanted to take up the challenge, and it is very challenging. So
I bet. Those mines explode very close to you.
Yeah, they have a very big range as well. So if you hear one, you're basically dead. Like you have to see them before you can't. You have a very short time to run away from them.
Yeah.
And then you have these enemies that shoot hit scan things at you and with big explosions. So like that, and they hit you really hard. So yeah, it's a difficult mission. But it's still. I like it's still the cool thing about Dark Forces is it is one of those Doom clones, but it does have a story, and getting captured and having your weapons stolen and stuff. That sort of stuff never really happens in the other games of this era. So
no.
And yeah, it does also some very cool technical tricks as well to create floors above floors and stuff. Stuff that wasn't really possible with games like Doom. So. Yeah, it's still pretty impressive, and thanks to the Force engine, the new mod thing, you can play it on modern computers, and
that's nice.
Yeah. Oh, hey, there's Benjiro. I just saw him in the chat. Yeah, we miss you too.
He misses us.
Yeah.
So, a little sidestep here because I read today that speaking of old school shooters, Descent actually got a ray tracing update, which came out today.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's another.
So it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Oh, I have to check that. And another.
You do.
The leaked via a Korean website. There is a Quake 2 remaster coming.
Oh.
So that might be. Oh shit! That's where I die. That might be by the same guys, Night Dive Studios, who do all those remasters. Who also did Quake, which was a free update for everyone who owned Quake, which is excellent. And I hope they do the same thing with Quake 2. That would be awesome.
Nice.
Because for Quake 1, what they did is they updated the game for modern systems. They added updated models. They added new episodes. And all the expansions and even one whole brand new one developed by the guys behind the new Wolfenstein games.
Ooh,
so
Machine Games.
Yeah, Machine Games. They made a complete new episode. And it's gorgeous. So that's what they did with Quake 1. So I hope for Quake 2 they kind of have the same treatment. That would be great.
They're very busy on one game, and we're going to talk about that later. So
all right,
they might do they might do it though. I think they can do it. Yeah,
it could be a side project. Like Quake was a side project. So they did it in collaboration as well. So maybe they offhanded something,
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Dark Forces.
Cool.
I think that's what I played to the end here. And then I started another new boomer shooter in my library, and that was Doom 64.
Yeah.
And because I never really played it. Of course, it was a game that was on the Nintendo 64 console I never owned. And of course, Night Dive, the masters of remaster, also brought this one back. It came as a bonus. It came as a bonus with Doom Eternal. With special editions. Yeah. So, of course, I bought the collector's edition, so I got it as well. And I'm not playing through it, which is kind of fun. It's the fun thing about this is that it's not a port of Doom. It is a different version.
New game. Yeah.
Developed by a different studio as well.
Yeah.
And it's a complete new version of Doom basically, and what you immediately notice is there's
Different
a lot
experience.
there's a lot of like color, and that's because it has that N64 color palette, as I call it. You can immediately see it, and it's actually quite beautiful. It has kind of like a vibe to it, and also the enemies are completely redesigned. They're like different sprites. I do prefer the classic look of some of these monsters, because they look a little bit like weird 90s TV characters or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Like of course they don't have the classic style. They were developed
sort of
by
Power Rangers
else.
monsters.
Yeah, exactly. Some of the designs are kind of better, I think. Like the more visceral, they're a little bit more buff. Everything is a little bit more buffed up and stuff.
Right.
But the guns are great. The standard guns stuff is in there. And the levels are it's a Doom game. It's exploring, finding switches, teleports, secret rooms. The whole jazz is in there. And but it does have a different vibe, because unlike the original Doom, the soundtrack, for example, is more ambient. So it's more like spooky, like let's say like more like Quake, basically, where it's this moody atmosphere and this almost electric music. It gives the game a different vibe than the more rock aspects of the original Doom.
Yeah, it's darker, sort of.
Yeah, it's darker but colorful. It's weird.
Yeah,
it does some tricks with lights, where lights go off or start blinking, and some areas are actually kind of spooky. Like they throw you in a pit which is completely dark, and you have to there's like these invisible pinkies in there, pinky demons. Stuff like that happens occasionally. So,
nice.
It's a fun game. It's fun to play through. I'm going through it. Whoa, that was a car.
Yeah, that was a bike.
It's a bike.
It's a bike.
So yeah, I played that. Let's see. I don't think I've been playing this whole stream, right? Yeah, I think so.
And I did close the window, by the way. So.
You closed
loud.
Oh, you closed the window. Okay.
It's still loud, that bike. Yeah, he lives in the neighborhood, so yeah. Okay. But anyway, go back to the game.
Yeah. Doom 64, great. I'm gonna continue playing that over the course of the. Usually I play these games in the evenings. I did want to start the stream on it, but mostly I would play this off stream. Indeed, listening to podcasts and stuff. It's one of those games again. Where I just chill out and play some Doom. Then, of course, I continued my story with Super Mario Galaxy, which I played the extra star stuff, which gets really hard, as expected. So everything gets amped up. And some of these levels I've been doing multiple times. This one, for example, was really difficult, where everything's like twice the speed, moves at twice the speed, and you have to get these stars in very hard locations. And then there was levels like this one where you have to grab all the coins, or at least 100. Very difficult, especially when you're doing the ball thing, where you have to hold your Wiimote up like a joystick.
Oh, great! Sort of Super Monkey Ball stuff.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's see, what else did we have? Oh, I was farming for levels. This one was terrible. There's levels where you have to jump. Yeah, here you have to jump, and if you spin, you change the colored blocks. And blue and red are alternating, so you have to think ahead of what part of the level is gonna pop up.
Yeah.
And I took a long time for that. Yes. Yeah. It's one of those things where if you mess up, if you blink, and you miss one, if you miscalculate your moves, you're gonna fall. And there's also these spikes, for example, so you have to time it with the spikes as well. So it's 3 things to keep an eye out. And it's difficult. It took me a while. Yeah, I bet. And the last thing I'm stuck on, I think it's the last one I can do right now, is a boss blitz, which is 4 bosses back to back within within 2 minutes. And you can get a time extensions. But this last boss that's on the screen here, the fire plant, that's one I think I got the last try I did. I had 1 second left and I failed. Oh no. So I had that's the one I'm stuck on. That's when I had sort of a rage quit moment because
I bet.
if you've been doing it 20 times, then you're like, okay, next time, let's
Yeah.
get that revamped energy and come back.
I hear you. I hear you.
Okay.
So,
So that
cool.
was Mario. Next up, then I started working on the game's Next Fest stuff, which I started off with this little game. If you know the guys who made, there's a group of people called. They do the game documentaries.
No clip.
No Clip, exactly.
Yeah.
NoClip decided to make a video game, just as a test to see, okay, what goes into a video game. It's like a project where they shared their development, and going from the very first start to the release, basically.
Right.
And the game is called Stunt Derby, and it's basically it's like a callback to an old game called 4D Stunts Driver, or Stunts, as the word called as well. But then with hundreds of cars.
and physics.
And physics, yes.
And physics.
Physics is a very big part of it as well.
I had the same feeling when I tried this demo as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's same feeling. Same. Yeah. You can also make your own levels for this.
Yes. So it has a map editor. Yeah. You can play against AI, just in single player, and you can play online, of course. So they're also planning on this game is going to be like $5 or something.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really cheap. They just wanted to see what they could do, and it's like chaotic fun. The driving is a little difficult. I didn't get used to it. So after a while, I was like,
it's because of the physics. Yeah.
And I've seen the main guy from NoClip play his game, and he's always very good at it. Why would you expect any less if you're making the game?
It takes some getting used to.
Yeah, and of course, if there's a lot of cars like this, you get bumped around a lot and stuff. But I think there's a very fun like multiplayer aspect to this where you have to where you're like divided in teams and you have to go through these gates as fast as possible. And the one with the most gates wins or something, I think.
This version, this mode, the main mode is just 3 laps.
Oh, it's laps?
Yeah,
oh,
so
okay.
There's 3 laps. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did finish the laps. I never finished first, unfortunately. Did finish 3rd.
Okay, nice.
So, yeah, not bad for the second try.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, I played with all 3 different cars. One is quite fast, fast acceleration, but it's very light. And the van is the heaviest, but also slower.
Okay, yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see that the game's still, it's a very simple put together game. The menus are simple and everything.
Yeah.
And of course, the graphic style, which is not. It's also a little bit of a choice, of course, because it does look a little bit like the original Stunts game.
And which I really loved.
Yeah. So, and it's not one of those other games that prove that simple graphics can be just very fun. It makes the game very clear, so you know what you're looking at. On a side note, games like that are very successful. A game that's very successful right now is BattleBit Remastered.
Yeah, I heard some good things about it.
Yeah, a complete Battlefield game with more players than Battlefield itself. And it works really well.
I know.
I just wanted to give them a little shout out because I almost forgot about that game. But which is a great, amazing story. Like it looks like Roblox, but it plays like Battlefield, like through and through.
I would argue it looks better than Roblox.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. Okay, if you look at like from a random person perspective, you would say, well, it looks like Minecraft, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
but it is not. It does look better. Yeah, there's fully destructible environments, and
especially the destructible environments were the biggest selling point for that game.
Yeah. So it kind of brings you back to the Bad Company times.
Yeah.
But yeah, very very cool. And it also proves that graphics are not everything.
Oh no.
So just like this game. It's all about gameplay if you think about it in the end. So I hope more developers will actually try that. Like that would be cool.
Yeah.
But so the car game, I played that one. Then I jumped into of course we played Rise of the Triad.
Same.
Yes.
Also tried that one. Yeah.
This is one of my childhood favorite games. And they brought it back. It's a collaboration between New Blood, the guys from New Blood, and Apogee, the original publishers. It's a very good port. They added some stuff that was cut originally, like there's female soldiers in there, and some other little things. But it plays very well. Of course, it has modern control schemes, widescreen, all the bells and whistles and quality of life stuff that you would expect from a modern port.
Yep.
You
jump
can play,
pads are still in there.
Yep, the jump pads, the floating platforms that sometimes form complete floors. The secrets, of course.
It's a weird game.
Yeah, it's a very weird game.
I love it.
It was supposed to be a sequel to Wolfenstein.
Yep.
But then they changed it up into a separate game.
And just went weird with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's completely weird.
Yeah.
It's also one of those things where the levels are like just a little bit more complex than Wolfenstein. And there's like different floor variants of levels. So this is like, you can count them how many tiles a level has. So this one has 4, and there's also 2 tile levels. So they're smaller and lower. They're just like mixes of those, basically. And there's a very weird power-ups. There's a god mode, which is literally you becoming a god and throwing like balls from your hand, fire like electric balls that are home-seeking as well.
Yeah, one of my favorites is the drunk missile.
The drunk missile, the weapons are crazy as well. There's drunk missiles, split missiles, standard bazooka. And then of course a normal arsenal of weapons.
I think there's also a staff that does magic.
Yeah. Later on in the game, you have like a staff that charges up and releases like this bolt. And there's like a nuke launcher that creates like a big cross explosion.
Yeah, that one.
There's a firewall, which
the firewall.
It drops a rocket and it creates a firewall, and if it like comes in contact with enemies, they'll turn into like little skeletons, and you can hear like the bones going after if they die. It's like little funny things. There was a dog mode, which is
you can turn into a dog.
You can turn into a dog, which you bark them to death, or you can charge up like a super bark if you hold your mouse button. Like that kind of silly stuff is everywhere. It's just like a game that's purely made to be a game, and it doesn't care what it is.
Oh no!
So it's silly. The story is like it's there. Like there's an intro to it, but it's
about a cult. But that's
it's about a cult. That's about it. And you get
4 different characters.
Islands.
You have 4 different characters you can play as. I think there's co-op as well. So.
Deathmatch co-op. That's all in there too. And actually, just like Night Dive did, they're gonna add a complete new episode made from scratch.
Yep.
For this full release of the game. There's a demo right now which you can play one level of each episode, including the new one. So that's cool. And it's a fun game. It's one of those boomer shooters, as they call them, that I'll probably dive in after, Doom 64 when this comes out. So I had a lot of fun with that.
Cool.
Then let's see what was next.
There's so much.
There's so much.
I know. I haven't even gotten to my games.
No. I mean, that's what I said at the beginning. Like, we can talk about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Oh yeah, I tried this. I'm gonna keep this one short because it was a little shit.
I gotta try this one as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It tries to be Tony Hawk with a bike versus a roguelite mechanic. So what you do is, or even like Vampire Survivors kind of thing. Yeah. You have to do stunts to fill up your XP bar in this case, and when you level up, you can choose one of 3 things to upgrade.
Oh, of course.
That kind of game. I had to first learn the tutorial. There we go. And then monsters spawn in after a while, and it gets like busier and busier as time goes on. I don't know if you can see that here.
There's also auto attacks, I think.
Yeah, you can auto aim. Because that's the thing about this game. There's it was very finicky to control because you have to steer your vehicle and you have to also separately aim your gun with your right thumbstick.
Okay.
And it becomes a little bit like, I don't know. I was like trying it and kind of pulled off a few things. I think it might be one of those games that if a person gets really like trained in it, that it becomes okay. But yeah, it's a little bit finicky. It feels it's one of those games that I found in a random corner of the list, basically.
Right. Yeah, I did see it as well. I was like intrigued. I'm not sure about it because I did enjoy Roller Drome.
Yeah. You would almost kind of like it's trying the same kind of idea.
Yeah,
it just doesn't play as well.
No, it doesn't look really. It's not fine-tuned yet.
No, it's a very cardboard box kind of feel to it, which is like, it's pretty. There's pretty cool moments where shooting a lot of demons and stuff is kind of satisfying, and pulling off stunts, of course, is. But there's also something about the physics of the vehicle where if I go up a ramp, it kind of like loses the momentum. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't feel right. It feels like it's a model that skids across a terrain instead of a vehicle. Like it doesn't like feel physically right, basically.
Right.
So, but yeah, I tried this for a very short time because I got like, thought this one needs more cooking time. We'll see what happens if it releases.
Yeah.
And then I tried Battle Shapers, which is another roguelike game.
Yeah.
In first person. It's a first person shooter. It kind of, what I thought when I played it is that it's basically a single player Overwatch in a roguelike setting. That's what it felt like to me. It kind of has that same kind of art style a little bit. But immediately when I started like doing the dash, I was like, oh, this feels like, it's like a combination of all these abilities from Overwatch, basically.
Right.
Basically what you do is, you shoot enemies, you find guns in crates, and I think you also level up and choose powers. Yeah, because you also upgrade. So I think there's just a trend of these games now. There's a lot of them.
Roguelite stuff.
Yeah, a lot of these like roguelike games where you go through the next level and then you can upgrade stuff and use your currency to buy upgrades as well, and that you. It's
that's really a thing that is coming back, especially in first-person shooters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I had fun time. It was interesting, but I'm not sure. There's so many of these type of games that it's gonna be one of those things where you're gonna have to pick and choose which one are the best for you, or which you like the most. And it's good to have a lot of choice. Of course. True. So that's one
really
of the positives.
Stand out as a game.
Yeah, and I just saw this one as I like the visual style of it, and just wanted to try this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little bit like you know what to get in, where you're getting into when you start this game.
Yeah.
And then let's see. I think that was of course I started Questmaster, the Zelda-like. One big problem with this game is that I immediately encountered a lot of bugs. One thing is that I didn't expect the default zoom to be so zoomy. It's very zoomed in. I thought it was going to be a little bit more zoomed out, but I guess this is the Zelda resolution. But yeah, so this is basically what they try to do with this game. Is like it's a Zelda dungeon game, but you can build your own dungeons eventually. Because one of the things of this game is you unlock new parts to build with. Basically what Little Big Planet did. So you have to play to unlock new stuff for it. And you start off with collecting the basic tools you can work with. You learn how to place things to get to the other parts of the level. But yeah, I expected a few bugs. There was a point where I couldn't attack anyone. There was like a frog hopping around, and I could swing the sword at him, but nothing hit him. And then the whole game started to freeze up on me.
Oh, okay.
it's especially when you get into build mode, things started to get buggy. And I just checked the forums as well, and apparently a lot of people were having the same issues. So I think it's a demo that maybe they shouldn't have released yet.
Could be.
Yeah, it felt a little bit like if I find bugs, then it's usually not good.
Right.
Like usually I'm the one that dodges bugs for some reason. But yeah, I think here I got stuck here already. I think. Yeah, because I tried to go back to switch. Yeah. I think somewhere at the end.
I mean, the concept is really interesting.
Yeah, of course.
If you're a fan of Zelda games.
Yes.
Like the old school Zelda games. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, the idea is great. And of course, it's going to be really fun to have this game come out and have, the workshop support where people can just make levels and share them. So you have infinite replayability, basically. But yeah, this game, for me at least, needed to cook a little bit more in the oven.
Great.
I think that was the last one on this one.
Okay, cool.
Then...
Cool. Oh. I thought, hey, it's my turn, but nope.
Not yet. I've got 4 more games to go. Okay, I started Arcos 2, which is it's a first-person mage game, like in the style of Heretic or Hexen.
Oh, right.
And
it has voxels.
Yeah, it has voxels, and they're all fully destructible.
Oh.
So, if you chop on like the bottom of a tree, it will collapse as well. And of course, that also opens up possibilities for secrets. Where you have to find little markings on the wall, and if you shoot there, you will open up a hole, and there will be a secret behind it.
Right.
And of course, the glass as well, which the glass you can break as well, which kind of reminds me of like the Hexen glass. One of the first things you encounter in that game is like glass that you could break, and there was also things behind it. So it's a little nod to that. There's like different staffs that have different abilities, which kind of like works like different guns, basically. So the first staff feels like a pistol. There's like a shotgun kind of thing and all the weapons have secondary fire modes, like a grenade launcher kind of thing. You connect the files that you collect are the different types of ammo. Right. And yeah, it's a funny little dungeon romp thing. Right. It's not a roguelike. It's just original levels, just like Doom and games like that. So you collect keys, you open doors, and of course the destructibility does play a part. So, for example, you have these like rosters you walk on, and you can if they're like frail, you can just destroy them, create holes, and then sometimes there's secrets behind that too. And,
you can't destroy the doors that need keys, unfortunately.
No, of course. There's always going to be limits. Like you cannot completely destroy every wall in the game. Of course. But you can definitely like etch away at them, so you can still, chip away at things. So it all has damage values, but of course there has to be limits to destruction in a game like this. Of course. But yeah,
you have the same thing with Red Faction, for instance. You can destroy entire walls. You can get to another room, but at some point you're gonna hit something that you can't destroy. Yeah.
So, it's funny. I'm not sure if it's gonna be fun for a whole game. I did notice that there were some little new mechanics popping up in like the later parts of the demo. So I guess there will be more variety. But yeah, it does feel like it's kind of a simple setup. And I don't know how long I would play this. Like the enemy variety wasn't that great, and I don't know. It's a little bit. It's a lot of like simple hallways and stuff. But that can change in the full version, of course. Yeah. I don't know about that. But yeah, I wasn't like it was a fun idea. I'm not sure if I would play the full version of this. Right. Because it feels like a lot of things were built around the destructibility gimmick. Yeah. And there's some cool little things like this weapon that he has, the Sonata, which is if you aim at it, I think you can telefrag someone. So you have to shoot at an enemy, and you shoot at the enemy on the other side, and you telefrag him. So you teleport to his location and explode him, basically.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So
That's a nice little feature.
yeah, it's a you can be really creative with that, but it also
Mhm.
creates a problem because if there's no enemies, you
Yeah,
cannot
you can
you
tell.
cannot traverse these big environments. So
Mm,
that could create some problems as well. Uh,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah, I
maybe
can
like
see it.
later staffs are gonna create a lot more interesting things. I mean, they have the voxel stuff, in the game.
Yeah,
They could
that's done.
probably,
Yeah.
they can maybe add, also create voxel stuff. Maybe like a sort of
Mhm.
foam or something that
Right.
adds voxels instead of
Yeah,
destroying.
like, so you can make a bridge and stuff for areas that
Yeah,
you can't, yeah,
exactly. Yeah, stuff like that.
that will
So
make
like a
sense.
blob gun or something where you
Yeah.
create little, you can get creative when you're handling an engine like this. So
Mhm. Yeah.
so I played that. Let's see. Oh yeah. Then I played a little bit of Mega City Police.
Right. That is the top-down game, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very reminiscent of again Nuclear Throne or another top-down roguelites. It's a
Right.
roguelite
Yeah.
again.
Oh,
Uh,
it's another roguelike.
and this
Lots of
one's
roguelites.
this is kind of based on things like Judge Dredd or
Yeah,
RoboCop.
RoboCop. Yeah.
That sort of setting, like the future
Mhm.
city 80s
Yeah.
setting.
So you can expect characters like Snake Plissken and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's very 80s style themed, and
Mhm.
yeah, it's basically go into random generated levels,
Right.
kill bad guys, collect weapons from crates, collect cash, which you can use to buy stuff.
Mhm.
It's a very familiar concept now, but I
Yeah.
do like my roguelites, so I always want to try them out. The ones
Mhm.
that look interesting visually. And
Yeah.
what I like about this one has a retro filter where it kind of like warps the screen.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Yeah, you get
it,
that tube feeling.
yeah,
Yeah.
tube feel. You can't really see it on the screen, but there's also like a very neat, like a very clean interlacing on it.
Oh, CRT screen. Yeah.
So if you
Nice.
play it on your own PC, it's a little bit more clear.
Yeah.
I've seen. I was checking for videos to show off this game on the stream, and
Mhm.
a lot of people actually turned it off, the effect, and I
Oh,
was like, why? Like it's cool.
nice.
It's a
Yeah.
unique little thing.
Yeah.
But I can also understand where with the spherical look of it might be a little annoying to some people.
Oh, yeah.
I would definitely keep it on because
Right.
it doesn't really bother me, and it's a fun little style. So
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, that was that one.
Cool.
And let's see, we got two more.
Okay. Come on.
I played Death Must Die also for a very short time, which is another Survivors, Vampire
Ah,
Survivors like,
right.
but
It's
very cool
it's
art
another
style.
ass game.
Yes, exactly.
Automatic survival shooter. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool art style. It's
Yeah. Looks pretty nice.
I really
Actually.
like this art style. Apparently, there's a lot more to it than I noticed in the demo. Because the demo has a very simple character, like a soldier. This trailer shows also some really like other characters, I guess, like this girl character here. But yeah, it's another Vampire Survivors game, but it's the reason I wanted to try this one is because the art style is really defined. It's not a simple clone. It's literally you can
No,
see that
it's
there's
not.
a lot of attention to detail. The spell effects look really cool. Yeah,
There's
so
Yeah, there's another game that has a very distinct art style. It's called 20 Minutes Until Dawn.
yeah.
Also looking
I
really
think
good,
I've seen that
actually.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the Vampire Survivors clones keep coming, but there's
Mhm.
definitely people that take their time to make
Yeah.
something out of it, right?
Yeah.
So
This was Death Must Die. And I'm
yes,
not sure, there's a demo out, right?
yes, there's a demo out, and yeah, this is the last game I tried.
Right?
It's called Echo Point Nova,
Mhm.
and guess what kind of game it is?
It's a shooter.
Yes, but it's also a roguelike.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
I thought it was like more like
Very
a
fast-paced as
very
well.
fast paced, so it's a little bit reminiscent of games like the New Blood one. Of course, the title is now going to escape me.
Yeah.
You know which one I'm
We, we,
talking about?
yeah, we
The,
talked about it
the
earlier.
kind of Devil May Cry with
Wow.
bullets. Is the way they. Well, it's a fast paced FPS.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
just call
very
it that.
fast-paced. There's some Trackmania stuff in there as well.
Yeah, there's
When you
destruction as
slide.
well.
Yeah.
You have a hammer which you can just bash through walls with.
Oh, nice.
The enemies are actually very mobile, the AI. So what you see there, they use jump pads, they use those things, those
Hoverboards.
hoverboards.
Yeah.
I think the demo doesn't. I didn't see the demo hoverboards in the demo. I think, but yeah, it's a very fluid game. It's one of those games where you kind of get into the zone at a certain point, just like with Doom Eternal, where you just feel like this flow of combat, and you just plop enemies left and right, and it becomes like this dance. It's really cool. Yeah, cool stuff. So that was it, and I think that was my last game for me to talk about.
That was a lot. Holy crap.
Okay, Vash, up to you.
Yeah. Well, I only have 4 games, but we're going to stick a bit with shooters.
Okay.
Because I played a Max Payne clone called El Paso Elsewhere.
Okay.
And it's very supernatural. There's a story about vampires. The story is brought kind of in the same way as Max Payne, like the original Max Payne game, but the gameplay is also the same. You get the dodge, the dive shooting, and with slow motion. You can slow down time, but you also have stakes. You can pick up stakes to in case enemies come too close.
Yeah.
But normally you use guns. So you got wolves that attack you, vampires. It's all very supernatural because the area you're in is also supernatural.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a weird world between like Earth and a form of hell.
Yeah.
And it's your ex-girlfriend is actually the vampire that wants to break that barrier.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah,
it kind of looks like the way the graphics are and the way the colors. It's a little bit like Shadow Man in style, but of course it's more like Max Payne. But the kind of the art
like
style is a little bit like those games. Like it's a little simplified, like the blocky aesthetic, but with a lot of color in it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Looks
so
cool.
It's the funny part is it's from it's from the same creator that made the Sunshine Shuffle game. That was a poker game that wasn't coming out on the Switch for a bit in North America because that was a story about him going all in on the bit that there's child gambling and stuff.
That game. Yeah, we discussed that game.
We discussed that game. So it's the same guy who's behind
that's
it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he's very Salafier. He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
this is a completely different style as well.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
And I really like the demo. There's some puzzle elements with the world changing around you. At some point, I ran into some knights, which was fun because there were a knight armor standing around, and you didn't know which one was going to move or not.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool. At some point, there's like 8 on each side. And you're like, oh shit, they're all gonna attack me, and it turns out they didn't. But that was kind of the fear. Well, it's not really. There's really not a big fear factor in it for me because I don't get scared easily.
It reminds me of Condemned a little bit, with the puppets, what it's called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Condemned was more a first-person game.
Yeah. But I mean, like in the types of spooks, basically. Yeah.
So the only thing I had an issue with is there's no auto reload.
Okay, so you have to manually reload every time.
Yes.
Okay.
So once you're out of guns, so either you go and do auto reload, or you go close combat with the stakes, and you only have a limited amount of stakes to plan into the vampire creatures.
Okay.
So but it's I enjoyed it a lot. It's a fun demo. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And now on to something completely different. It is Little Kitty Big City.
Little Kitty Big City.
Yeah. It is a game where you're a cat, and it looks really nice.
Yeah. I saw this one on one of the events as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I think it was announced like 2 years ago or something, or at least a while back. And ever since it was first announced, I was like, okay, I gotta play this game. So I played the demo, and it's fun. It's very fun. You can create havoc. You can trip people up.
Okay.
And if they're on their phone, they drop their phone, so you can take their phone.
Okay.
So that's fun. Not that you really need a phone because but you can take it. Sometimes they drop sandwiches that you can use for catching birds.
Okay.
And the goal is that you have to get back to the apartment that you're from. You're not
Okay.
really a street cat. So you fell out of the balcony.
Okay.
So and then there's a crow that wants to help you, but he needs shinies, and
Of
those are
course.
just shiny things that you find. And in the story, there's also a raccoon that's some sort of inventor, and it's just fun. I liked it. It's very slow paced. You can take your time. You can even take a nap in the middle of the street.
Yeah,
So
it's a
yeah,
one of those cozy games, basically.
yeah, yeah. It looks fun. It is. It's enjoyable. You can meow, of course,
Of
and
course.
if there's people around you, they might stop and take a picture of you.
Mm.
You can nuzzle up to them, which is also fun. And yeah, you can also break things, like drop glass jars or potted plants from high places.
Mm.
So yeah, and it's basically a scavenger game. So you have to find a lot of stuff and use it, and yeah, it's fun. It's
Interesting.
I really enjoyed the demo.
Yeah, the
It's
animations
very
look really fluid as well.
yeah
Because that's always very
yeah
important when you're doing a game with
hmm
animals.
yeah. Oh, and you can collect a lot of hats.
Yeah, I see that. There's
A
a lot of hats. Very
lot of
important.
different hats. Yeah, very important for a kitty to have a ton of hats.
Hmm.
So yeah, they're fun. It's a fun game. Yeah, I can definitely recommend this demo. And next up is Jump Light Odyssey, which is a well, I oh, that's not the right one. Have you played FTL?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
this game. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
This is a combination of FTL and a base management sim.
Okay. Interesting.
So you have a limited amount of time in each sector
Mm-hmm.
because you're being chased, a la FTL. But there's also an entire crew that you have to keep healthy and mentally stable.
Oh, great. My favorite.
Yeah. Well, it's not that hard, but you know, it's very much a survival. It's another kind of roguelike game in that regard. But you can also send people away to away missions.
Okay. That's
So you
cool.
can rescue people, you can scavenge new resources, but you can also send out a fighter that will protect you from enemies if
Yeah.
needed.
Okay.
Patrolling the area around the ship, for instance. Hopefully you won't get attacked. I really enjoyed the demo. There's a very Space Battleship Yamato feel to it.
Yeah.
And the same with the art style and that sort of stuff. If they would add mechs, then you basically had a Gundam type game.
Okay.
Yeah, where,
Yeah.
where you control the spaceship. That yeah. So I really enjoyed it. There's several different stories. There's only one playable in the demo for like 4 sectors, and but there were 2 others, and there's also a custom game coming. So you can play an entirely custom game. So that gives you hopefully a little more time because at some point the enemies were coming at you within each 15 minutes.
Mm,
Which was pretty.
that's pretty
It
hectic.
can, yeah, it can get pretty hectic. So, but you have a lot of crew, and you can also lose crew on away missions. Unfortunately, so I lost an entire
Yeah.
shuttle and and some crew members.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's some stuff. There's also voiceover, voice acting stuff in there already,
Okay.
and I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. It's yeah, I like my management sims, and I did like FTL a lot.
Yeah.
So I wasn't good at it,
Mm.
but you know, I really liked it. So I will definitely keep this one on my wish list.
Yeah. I'm
And
also always a big fan of FTL.
mhm,
But this just is like a bigger scale. I'm just like, oh my god! I only get itches when when the skill like increases, and there's so many
yeah,
extra things to take into
mhm,
account.
yeah. But no, I really like the style and the and the gameplay in this demo.
Yeah.
Definitely give Jump Light Odyssey a try if you like FTL, and
Yeah.
also games like well, sort of games like 2 Point Hospital and that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
like
For the
management
management
sims.
part. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and there's an entire manifest with all the crew members on it, and you can assign them to work. You have civilians on board that you rescued. So, yeah, It's I highly recommend it if you're a fan of that type of genre.
Yeah.
And
Like,
finally, what I played is what did you want to say?
no, nothing. I was just
Okay.
mumbling.
Okay. And finally, what I wanted to show off is something very weird.
Oh.
Just weird. I love it. It's called Nur, as in nourishment, and then Nur, play with your food.
Of course.
And it's just weird. You can
Okay.
pop popcorn. It's interactive eye candy according to the trailer itself. There's lots of stuff you can do with it. You can add. You can make a very tall burger. You can in the demo I played with a ramen bowl, which you
Okay.
can add a ton of noodles, but also massive slabs of meat. There's the grinder, which you can grind a lot of stuff in, kitchen utensils. There's a gumball machine, but you can also use gravity. There's like
Okay.
special things, and everything goes in with a rhythm. There's also a rhythm game in there.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and it's just weird. I love it. It looks very good.
Yeah.
You get a blowtorch, so you can cook some meat. You get well, I didn't play the toaster. There's toasters in there.
Yeah.
But you can burn your toast, but you can blow it even blow it up apparently.
Apparently.
But there's some sort of combination of the food, the weirdness, and the music that adapts to what you do, and that is just fun.
Okay, that's interesting.
So
it's definitely one of those games that you can show footage like this, but you have to play it to understand the little bit more nuanced things that are going on. Yeah.
Like there's special abilities that you can activate every once in a while, so you can make everything dance. There's an idyllic mode. You can freeze everything. You can set everything on fire. There's combos you can make with certain foods. The way you can spawn them. But like you have a tenderizer, you have a knife. Those are things you can use whenever. But like there's also a special ability that allows you to everything that you see on screen would float around in a constellation form.
Okay.
So like I said, that's some magic abilities, and it's very fun. It's very fun. Yeah.
Interesting. Just a freak around game.
Yeah,
kind of reminds me a little bit of like one of those games called where you have to burn stuff.
Right.
They made a few games where it's with like chill games.
Yeah.
There's one where you just burn stuff. You just get new stuff to burn. I don't know.
Right,
it's one of those. Yeah. So, but this is with food. Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I said, the music plays a very important part, and but it looks good. Like all the models and everything of the food looks great. You can cut things up, as I said. You can enlarge them. There's so much stuff you can do with it. So yeah,
fun.
So, right, that was the first hour. We still got some things to do to talk about. But we're not going to talk about the entire Nintendo Direct. Not a PlayStation.
We pick and choose some stuff in there.
Yeah, there's some stuff that was already shown in other streams before, like Persona 5 Tactics and the new Hot Wheels racing game. But the Nintendo Direct was fun. What did you think?
Yeah, I always go into these with like low expectations, but I did see that it was 40 minutes. So I was like, okay, this is their big summer showing.
Yeah.
So I would have at least expect one big title reveal, and there are actually a few of them, which is nice.
Surprisingly.
So let's go through it. Let's go through some things a little bit fast, and then some other things we'll just hang on.
Yeah. Like the first thing was the Pokemon DLC that's coming.
Yeah. Okay, great. Pokemon DLC.
Cool. I mean, I haven't played Scarlet or Violet yet, but whatever. It's cool that it's coming. There's a lot more gameplay. There's a lot more fun stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. I definitely want to pick it up when I can. So that's it.
Yeah, it happens. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then we got more.
It was a lot. There was
Sonic.
Another look. More gameplay of Sonic Superstars.
Yeah.
With again, lots of fun. Good trailer. It was good to see all the different abilities working. So yeah, it's on my list.
Yeah, it's
Definitely.
just they showed more of it basically, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we already
There's
knew
4-player.
this was coming. So
Yeah, there's 4-player co-op, as we know. So that's cool.
yep.
Very cool.
And
After
then
that was it
Palia.
Palia?
Yeah, Palia.
Palia. It's a free-to-play game, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
it's a free-to-play.
yeah, I
Yeah.
did notice that the game looks really pretty detailed for a Wii game. A Wii,
Palia?
sorry, a Switch game.
I don't think this is Palia. No, this is different. This is something else, right? Oh, it is Palia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, it's basically a cozy game with farming, hunting, and all that stuff, building. But yeah, so I kind of like the art style of this. I did feel it's a little bit Fortnite-ish.
Yeah.
But there's definitely more going on that you can like. Of course, there's farming, building stuff. But yeah, and it's multiplayer,
Kind of
right?
reminds me of Dreamlight Valley.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
Dreamlight Valley. Yeah.
But then in 3D.
Multiplayer and free to play. Yeah.
So this might actually be one of those games that are maybe bigger success than we think.
There's definitely a market for this. Yeah.
It has a little bit of a mature look to it as well. There's a lot of these games, and most of them are a little bit like on the chibi side, or they go for the pixel art style. But this one has a it's a different style. So
yeah.
After that, we had, of course, P5T.
Already talked about it. Persona 5 Tactica. It looks fun. It looks a lot. It looks a lot. Wow, that was very good. I tripped over my own tongue. No, it's a very interesting direction they're taking with this.
Yes, it's like a very interesting spin-off with the chibi art style, but with adult dialogue in it. Which is really interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely on my wish list. Next up is Myth Force.
Yes.
Which is another shooter, but with a very 80s aesthetic.
Yeah.
Very 80s Saturday morning cartoon style.
Yeah. In the vein of Thundercats or
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons, especially Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, especially with that bow.
Yeah, I played it, and there's a demo out, and I played it alone, but it's definitely 4-player co-op, and it does feel like a roguelike.
Okay.
So, which is fun. You go through certain areas. Once you finish that area, you go to the next area, of course. And then you can go through the entire game as in different levels. But it's from Beamdog, and Beamdog is a pretty good developer. So it felt pretty nice. I played as the guy with the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
So that was pretty fun, but there's different styles of play. And, you get different abilities.
Loot. I see loot.
Yep, you can loot. You get gold that you can buy some stuff with from at the end of a level.
Interesting.
Right before the boss. It was right before the boss, or the final horde in this case. So it's an interesting title. I like the style, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a very good cell shading style.
Yeah,
very clean looking.
Yeah, like I said, you can play it alone, but I played it very quickly on easy just to get a feel of it.
Yeah.
It's not that challenging on easy, of course. It's pretty easy. But I'm terrible joke. Sorry. But yeah, I did kind of enjoy it, but it might be more enjoyable if you have people to play with, and it's a bit more difficult, more challenging, and you can actually create strategies.
Yeah, exactly. But if there's any synergies, right?
That's but the funny part is everything is 3D.
Yeah.
But it looks 2D because and they also look very flat.
Yeah, because of the lighting and the way of cell shading. Yeah.
Yeah, it works. It does look like a cartoon in 3D, but it works for me. Yeah.
Cool, neat. Then we had some Splatfest announcement, which I don't personally care about at all.
Unfortunately, yeah, I do intend to pick up Splatoon 3, but I have so many games I want to pick up and play.
Yeah.
So I'm way behind on my games. Sorry.
So they have this color fest where with flavors or something. It's like a fight with who are like the most favorite flavor. I guess that's the point where you vote with your flavor or something. I don't know how it works, but
I don't know. Yeah, it comes back every once in a while.
Yeah.
These
okay.
battles. I mean, it's a fun game.
Oh.
Yeah. A new
Yes.
Detective Pikachu game.
Yeah. Very interesting. Because the trailer started and I was like, oh, more Pokemon. But then, then I saw the hat and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a
I
sequel.
mean, it's a sequel. Yeah. Which is surprising. It doesn't look that good, though.
No.
I'm not sure.
I think it uses the same engine as the
Probably.
other Pokemon game, right?
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
No, because they need. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks okay, I guess.
It's weird that they get like this. This is one of those things where I think like doesn't Nintendo want like this kind of seal of Nintendo quality, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it does look okay, but it could have looked better, I think.
Yeah, because if you look at the model detail, it's not bad. It's just it looks all very flat in terms of color and texture, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the big thing that you see.
Yeah, and we have seen the Detective Pikachu movie, and I mean, I've seen it, and he had fur, and you don't see it because he doesn't get fur here. So, I mean, you can tell that this is a game created at the end of the Switch life cycle.
Yeah.
Because if they would do this game for the next generation of Nintendo console, I think it would look a lot better.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because they're working with the resources they have, of course. But I mean, it could be a fun game, though. I mean, the original was a lot of fun as well. So, yeah. But it could have looked better, I think. Yeah.
I don't know. It's definitely. it's. I don't usually complain about visuals. I don't complain of visuals here, but it's definitely one thing that sticks out a lot.
Yeah.
Like it has almost a GameCube feel to it, like in terms of technology.
Yeah. But after that, something unexpected.
Yes.
And which does look very good because they kept the original art style but updated it to the new to a brand new engine, which is Super Mario RPG.
Yeah, and we don't have to pay a lot of money for a cartridge anymore now. It's like we have a remaster now.
Yeah.
Or remake, actually.
Yeah, because Super Mario RPG is crazy expensive right now for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like the very, squishy looking Mario.
Yeah. They definitely wanted to keep that little bit wacky style of the original, with the crazy animations and reaction stuff. I think it's a very very faithful remake from what I can see.
Yeah, it is. I really like the look of it. Yeah. Also, Wiggle is back. So.
Wiggle.
Yeah, Wiggle is now in 3 different games.
Interesting.
In 3 different games. It's the little yellow caterpillar.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But also Gino? Yeah, I think it's Gino and Mello. Gino and Mello, who are Square Enix characters. So this is why we never got a new Super Mario RPG, because the relationship between Square Enix and Nintendo has been great for a long time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
With the PlayStation and stuff. And but with the Switch, the Switch is an RPG machine. So, and Square Enix has got a lot of success with Octopath Traveler and some other titles that they released for the Switch. So it was only natural that this would come back. I mean, it's still unexpected for a lot of people, and even for me. But
yeah, it was definitely unexpected. Like nobody was actually really asking for this. I think.
I think a lot of people were asking for this.
Really?
That's the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
But we never got any confirmation it would be coming. The last thing that was rumored was there was a rumor about a 2D Mario game, a new 2D Mario game, and a SNES remake. But nobody really expected this game to be that remake.
So I think I have to rephrase. Nobody was expecting this. Of course, people were wanting
it for a long time. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm kind of like misphrased that.
Yeah, no, I think I did understand what you mean, but so that is Super Mario RPG, which is very cool.
Yeah,
it's a great RPG. So
great to have it back. So I wonder if because let's see, was there a Mario RPG 2, or did it eventually go to Paper Mario?
Yeah, it went to Paper Mario.
Yeah. Okay, that's what. Okay, so interesting. I hope those games come back in some format too. That would be nice.
1,000 Year Door would be great.
Yeah. Because I sold mine. And try to get it now. It's
I know.
Because I think I bought Super Paper Mario the one
Mhm.
that was less. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I have Super Paper Mario now. I don't need the other one, and I've just
Nope.
like sold the other one. And I was like, now I'm like,
No.
where's my? Oh, I sold it.
Yeah. 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 So
Yeah.
a surprise though was, and I thought this was the 2D Mario game, was a new Peach game.
Yes.
You just play as Princess Peach, and apparently there's costume transformations, and not sure what to expect because it looks like a stage play.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if
yeah.
Well, I know I do remember that in Super Paper Mario, all the battles were like stages, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's kind of like that, or
Could be.
is it gonna be more traditional platformer?
I don't know.
Because I can imagine that indeed like the dresses
Mhm.
have different abilities or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, stage play. Because
Yeah.
here's a little bit of bits of gameplay here.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like the whole game is maybe like one big stage play.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
wonder, like, I think this could be really creative. I'm really wondering what they're gonna do with this.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Yeah.
Same. I mean, we keep playing the very short teaser over and over, but
Yeah.
we're gonna get more information next year, I think.
Yeah. That was definitely more
So,
like an announcement teaser.
yeah. And after that came another big surprise, which
Mhm.
was another remake or a remaster
Yes.
of Luigi's Mansion: The Dark Moon.
Yes, the 3DS game, right?
Yes, and it was also very fun, but it looked so good.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, it looked really good.
They
I really love.
definitely upped the quality of the assets for this one.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's fun. It's a great game, and I don't think anybody was expecting it to actually come back like this, but it is, and it's fun. It's a fun game.
Yeah, and it's it fires up the Luigi's Mansion franchise again. I always think like, are they testing out the waters? Right? Is there interest for these games?
100%.
And okay, we're gonna give a green light to a new Luigi's Mansion game after if it is a success. So
I fully expect a next Luigi's Mansion game to be one of the launch titles for the next console.
Oh yeah, that's possible
At
too.
this rate, I think that is definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
So surprisingly, we're getting 3 Batman Arkham games on the Switch.
Yes.
All 3 Rocksteady games.
These things, like these kind of announcements, always come out of nowhere for me.
Yeah.
It's like these games have been out for a long time, and then suddenly, let's bring the complete trilogy of these older games to the Switch platform.
Yeah.
I guess they just want to get an extra buck for this.
Oh,
That was probably the idea, right? The main idea. But it's neat to have these Batman games because they're all really good Batman games.
Oh yeah.
Like Arkham Asylum is still is the only one I've played so far.
Oh wow.
I do own the other ones.
Okay. Arkham City I think is the best of all 3.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Because I loved the whole setting of Arkham Asylum because it felt like a sort of like a Metal Gear Solid type of Metroidvania type of game.
Yeah.
Like a combination of the two. I love exploring stuff. That was really fun.
Yeah.
And it's just very, very Batman with, of course, Mark Hamill doing Joker stuff and Conrad as Batman.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Conroy.
Sorry.
The one voice.
Yeah.
He is the voice. I've been rewatching some Batman, the animated series, and there's just something about his voice. It's just perfect.
Joker here.
Oh yeah, that as well.
Yeah.
That as well. But Kevin Conroy is just the perfect
Batman. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a very iconic voice.
Yeah, he should have been around a lot longer, but stupid cancer.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Batman, great games. I've already owned them all on PC, so I won't be getting them on Switch. But if you haven't played the games,
definitely
give it a try. They're worth it. Yeah. I do hope they work well on the Switch, to be honest.
Yeah, that's not a question, of course.
Yeah. So after that, they announced Gloomhaven, which is a video game version of a classic board game. Very big board game. It's huge. It's one of the biggest and most popular board games, I think, after for RPG fans mostly. It's very I mean, it's a board game.
Yeah,
there's RPG elements.
What I did notice about the trailer that it's very framey in the gameplay
Yeah.
segments.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's going to be a problem. Of course, it's turn-based, so it doesn't really matter that much.
It doesn't really matter.
So, but it definitely stood out to me. The combat animations sometimes a little bit
might
jerky.
be the trailer itself because it's not. It doesn't look like that in the game. I mean, it might look like that on the Switch. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because the CGI in between is fluid, so I wonder if it's
yeah. I think it might be a codec issue.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So that was Gloomhaven.
Yeah. Then we got Just Dance 2024.
Okay,
Yay.
we're gonna skip
More dancing
that one.
stuff. There's some fun elements in there, I guess.
Yeah.
Next up was next up was a surprising game called Silent Hope.
Yes.
Which looks like a fun action RPG.
Yeah. Anime cutscenes.
Yep, of course, because it's Exceed, so they're a publisher that does that kind of game. Yeah, it looks fun, to be honest. There's
a lot of games like this.
Yeah, I mean it's sort of Chibi Diablo.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean it's isometric action RPG, but it looks like fun.
Yeah, you can see the abilities recharging on the bottom left and stuff. And,
yeah. But you have a base camp and you can create stuff. I'm not sure if you actually farm yourself. I think you just say, "Oh, do this," and then it's done. So you switch between the action and the base camp, but it looks interesting. Yeah, I like these kind of games. There's also I played a mobile game called Fantasy Life. Fantasy Life. Which is there was also a Fantasy Life on the DS.
Okay.
From level 5, and it kind of reminds me of that. So yeah.
Interesting.
So that might be fun. Up next, another farm game.
Another farm. Oh yeah, right. Fae Farm.
Yeah.
I think we saw this game before on another indie showcase. I think.
Yeah, I think it was Wholesome Games as well.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Stardew Valley with fairies.
Again.
In 3D. Also some Animal Crossing elements in there, I guess.
Yeah, building the interiors, decorating. Yeah.
But also co-op.
Oh,
so that's cool. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. We're going to immediately race into Hot Wheels Unleashed 2.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, I really liked Hot Wheels Unleashed. I'm not that great at it, but they're fun games. So. Yeah. I mean, riding around with small little cars. I played a lot of Micro Machines in the past, which is, of course, a different viewpoint.
Yes.
But, there's something about riding with little toy cars. And especially with the new one, there's a track editor. So that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved the plastic racetrack stuff. That's also a youth thing for me. Because my grandpa already had these like thin... Darda, exactly.
Yeah,
so
I still have that. Yeah. But that was different because that was you had to pull the car back.
Yes, exactly.
And then you had to make sure that hope it's gonna make it. I had one with a massive jump, which was pretty fun because it did land exactly where it would, and it's physics. I love it.
Yes.
After that was Manic Mechanics, which is Overcooked but with cars.
Yeah, exactly.
So
those are popping up. Those popping up as well. This genre.
Oh yeah.
The chaotic multiplayer management games.
I think there's one game. Yeah, there's one chaotic party game that I really like. That's Moving Out. Yeah. Because it's more than just.
It's multiple stages, right? It's multiple things you do.
Yeah, it's different things that you do.
Aspects.
Yeah. And you have to make sure that you don't break windows when you move all the furniture towards the truck and that sort of stuff. So. Yeah, I mean, Moving Out is a lot of fun. Manic Mechanics looks just like Overcooked.
Yeah, a lot.
So you have a limited area, and I mean, it could be fun if you're into that type of game. Then there was a demo for Mario Plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
Yeah.
Because it didn't sell well, so they're pushing it again. That was a mistake from Ubisoft themselves. They admitted that. Nintendo warned them that this might happen. But they didn't listen. They still pushed it forward, and it didn't really sell well. Yeah. So, unfortunately for them, it might still be fun. So, I did enjoy the first game.
Next up,
a surprising title. I
Yes.
wasn't expecting them to do a new one.
Yeah.
It's Dragon Quest Monster, and it's sort of Pokemon, but then Dragon Quest.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you collect monsters, you can combine them to create newer monsters with different stats and that sort of stuff. I have 2 games on the DS,
Okay.
and I enjoyed them a lot. So I there's something like the other game from with his art style from Akira Toriyama, Sand.
Yeah.
I just love the art style. Actually, I finally picked up Dragon Quest 11 this week.
Okay.
I got the game now on PlayStation 4, the definitive edition, Dragon Quest 11S. So yeah, I'm gonna play that at some point. But I just love these kinds of games, and I enjoyed Dragon Quest Monster a lot. So and it's very Pokemon.
Yeah,
With
it looks like
arena
a very
battles.
Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah. The
Colosseum
difference
stuff.
is, the difference is that just like other Dragon Quest games, you can have 4 people, 4 monsters in your party in this case.
Ah, okay, interesting. So
yeah,
you're a little limited
and
to
it's
that.
still very turn-based, and it's still very Dragon Quest gameplay. But with monsters instead of heroes. Surprisingly, there is a hero shown from one of the earlier Dragon Quest games.
Yeah,
So
that was the last reveal of that,
that was
right?
a teaser. Yeah. All right, next up.
Next up,
We got
Pikmin.
Your turn. Yes.
Pikmin.
Have you
Lovely.
played the Pikmin games?
No, not myself. I was never at the time it was released. I was not very into these kind of games. But I love the idea of this. I always love the kind of more direct squad control games instead of like Grand Strategy or RTS. And of course, this has more of a cutesy style to it, where the objectives are. I like it when the objectives are like a little bit more close to home, if you know what I mean. Like it doesn't feel like you have to keep like your eye on all kinds of things. You're very objective driven with your stuff. So
you just focus on the one thing.
Yeah, exactly. So
yes, per thing, per mission, for example. Yeah,
and I always like miniature worlds. I love that concept because it's familiar. You kind of recognize that, like your garden and things like big things becoming very big, small things becoming very big actually. And yeah, of course, this is like, because I haven't played it, but this is like on a sort of an alien planet, right? Or alien, because the creatures look, the big creatures look alien.
But there's also Earth elements in there, so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, if you see the house, for example, that you see in a few shots of this trailer, it's a very Earth house, right?
Yeah,
so
very human house. Yeah,
it's interesting.
So, yeah, it might be our world has come to an end, and they happen to land on it, and there's some stuff that has mutated.
Yeah,
could be
stuff like that. Yeah,
could be that. It's very interesting. What I did saw that stood out to me was that in the original Pikmin games, the first 3 had a timer.
Yes.
This one doesn't have a timer. This one even has a base camp. Yes. So from where you start the missions. So that is interesting. That might open it a lot more to people that, Benjiro said in the past that he got a lot of stress from the timer. Same thing with the games like Dead Rising.
Yeah. I have the same a little bit. Yeah. I'm not a very big fan of that.
Yeah. So this game doesn't have that.
No, you have nighttime, because I think that the previous games ended at nighttime, right?
Yeah.
And now they just continue.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's been a while since I played them, so that you had different games. But in this case, there's a new special Pikmin that glows, but at nighttime they attract the big monsters.
Yeah.
So their eyes glow red, and they're more dangerous.
Yeah, they're feral, as I think it described it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting, because that is probably the more challenging mode. So in the day, you you of course you have to fight battles, but they're not as hard as at night.
Yeah, it creates a lot of more variety as well. It's like, it's nighttime now. I have to rethink my strategies a little bit.
And also that weird little doggy thing. It just looks cute.
Yeah, it can sneeze without a nose, which is really good. Very interesting as well.
Yeah, it just sneezes out of its mouth, I guess.
Yeah.
So so that was Pikmin 4. Next up is a very surprising game that caught a lot of attention. It's called. We saw that Metal Gear Solid is coming to the Switch.
Yep.
Like this collection. That's cool.
But one of the cool things though of what this trailer did confirm is it confirmed all platforms, I think, at the end.
Yep.
And which includes Steam. So this is really cool because now
it's coming to all platforms. Yeah,
we're gonna have Metal Gear Solid games on Steam, including the games that we didn't get before.
The originals, like Metal Gear 2 and Metal Gear. Yeah.
And
even Snake Revenge.
Yes, the originals, which were already part of Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. So you technically already got that in the HD collection for PS3. But now you also get the NES versions as well, which is cool.
Yeah. And a lot more other stuff.
Yeah, you get of course you get loads of bonus stuff,
music and
and the graphical novels,
artwork and stuff, files, I think. Information files. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, strategy guides. And there's a little sidestep note because people have been digging on the website of Konami. Where you can they have a timeline of all the Metal Gear games, and the ones that are in Collection 1 they have their little buttons on it, and the games that don't have the buttons on it, people are now speculating are going to be in the other volumes. Of course.
Yeah, and one of them, next volume.
Yeah, and one of them is Metal Gear Solid 4. Yes, which people really want, of course. To finally get away from the PS3 to play that.
That one's stuck there for a long time.
Yeah, but that's all rumors, of course. That's all assumptions right now.
I can see this happening.
But I can see it happening. So
I can see it happening as well.
That's good for Metal Gear fans.
It just takes a lot of time and effort to port it to a different console because of the chip. Yeah, but it's doable because we've seen it happen in the past as well. So it was just up to Konami to invest into that.
Yes, so, and they finally apparently are doing that, which is
and
kind
I really
of surprising.
loved Metal Gear Solid 4. So
it will be great to see in high frame rate and stuff.
Another big surprise: there's co-op coming for Vampire Survivors.
Yes. It's releases on Switch, and there's announced a couch co-op.
It's coming to all platforms.
Yeah. So that's cool. Vampire Survivors, great game.
Yeah, it's fun. Yep. I got all the I didn't get the latest achievements, but at some point I had 100% the game on Steam. So
nice.
Yeah, but they added new achievements, so now I got to do those again.
God damn it! They'll keep going. I think. This game.
They're gonna go as long as possible
until they announce a sequel.
Oh yeah,
probably.
But should they? I think they can expand on this game for a while now.
Oh, so. Yeah, they sure. But I think on the background, because making context from this game is probably not very difficult. They'll just have some artists making new sprites and stuff.
Yeah.
And on the background, they might expand their team and work on maybe a more visually complex game. So.
Well, I kind of like this style.
Yeah, the style, of course. This style is cool.
Too much. Yeah.
But I usually like.
3D, and I'm like, I mean. It's fine in this way, but
we'll see.
it can become very hectic, and it can take a lot of. I had issues at some point with this game because so much is happening on the screen. It just slows everything down.
Yeah.
And therefore it's a very simplistic looking game, but it's the special effects that just take all the resources.
Yep, definitely.
Like all the
the cost. Yeah. I know.
Yeah. Yeah, the special effects.
They drain
they drain a lot. Yeah. So I keep forgetting the name for that. We've talked about with Forspoken and that new first-person magic shooter. No.
What do you mean?
All the effects on the screen.
Particles.
That's
it.
I had particles. There's a lot of particles in Vampire Survivors as well. So
maybe we should name our website and podcast Pixel Sprites and Particles.
Pixel Sprites and what was that name? What was it called? But so Vampire Survivors 4-player local co-op, pretty cool.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. And then next up,
some sort of rhythm game. Could be fun. I don't know. It looked very weird. There might be it's a rhythm royale game. So if you fail, you're out. It's sort of like Fall Guys, but with rhythm music.
Yeah,
I guess. So it could be fun.
Yeah, It's
for
a nice
people
style
if
to it,
you're
though.
reading it.
Yeah.
It's a weird style with the pigeons.
Yeah.
I do kind of like this.
Yes. Hey,
And I
there's
love
even.
rhythm games.
Wait a
So,
minute. This is from Team 17. I
yes,
was
for Team
wondering why
17.
I saw
There's a
like
worm in there.
worm
Yeah.
skins in there. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this has to be Team 17 then.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So, Headbangers,
Headbangers.
Rhythm Royale.
Yeah.
It's probably a free-to-play game. So,
Next up, we got the yes. This is interesting to see.
yeah, Penny's Big Breakaway. Very Nintendo 64-like, but
Yes.
very clean.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, it just looks good. I do know that there was some discussions about the game somewhere because they were talking about the developer who's let's see.
Yeah, it's from the creators of Sonic Mania, right?
Yes, that was it. Yeah. Christian Whitehead Studio.
Okay.
Yeah, Christian Whitehead. Yeah. So it's from what was the studio's name again? Because yeah, they did Sonic Mania as well. Evening Star.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the developer. That's the studio. Yeah. So it looks good.
Yeah, it gives me a little
like
bit.
the
What was that game? It gives me a little bit vibes of. There was this other platform we talked about in the franchise category thing when we were discussing the tier list for franchises.
Right?
There's like this platformer, colorful. I think Nights of Dreams or something.
Oh no, yeah, Nights into Dreams. Yeah.
Kind of giving me that vibes in terms of like
Right.
character design and color palette.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it
looks really clean.
Yes, very clean art style.
Yeah, it's a 3D platformer that I don't know. There's some good elements in there. You're on a yo-yo.
Yeah, I like that like mechanic, the movement of that.
Yeah.
Looks cool.
Yeah, so I mean, the yo-yo is in the logo. So
yes,
I mean, it plays a very big part, but it's not just that you ride around on it. It's there's also other elements with it. But yeah, I really like this concept. Yeah.
Yeah, using yours to swing
Very
from
old
things.
school. Yeah, very old school platform style. So Penny's Big Breakaway from Evening Star. Yeah, looks really good, and it's published by Private Division. So that's part of the 2K company.
Okay. Well, next up there was some DLC for Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. A new track.
Yeah. More stuff.
Another mini hehouse, I guess. This is a theme now.
Uh-huh. So this is a bathroom, apparently.
Yeah. I heard someone say this was a track from a previous entry in Mario Kart.
Oh yeah. Mario Kart Double Dash, I think.
Okay.
Was at least some of the characters came from that.
Yeah.
But no, this map is actually new.
Okay, it's completely new. Okay.
Completely new. Yeah. So, but they do get characters from Double Dash, like PD Piranha.
Yeah.
And so that was loud. And Wiggler.
Wiggler, he's back.
Wiggler.
Yeah.
Yep.
There he is.
More Wiggler from Mario Kart 7. And he'll show up again. Wiggler.
Interesting.
In a minute.
In a minute. All right.
So
after that. Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
Also rumored a Star Ocean second story remake.
Yeah.
With the typical Square Enix stuff right now, which is 2D HD, used in Octopath Traveler, and we've seen it happen in other games. And I really love Star Ocean Second Story. I have the original on the PlayStation. It's really good.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite RPGs.
Yeah, this is. I like that this is more traditional 3D, like where Octopath Traveler is side-scrolling more, right? And this is more like a traditional third-person. But yeah, it's a cool art style. So for a remake,
so good.
Yeah,
it works really good, and it's the RPG system itself is very much action RPG. In the battles, you have this limited area where you move around in.
Yeah.
But it's very
Tales of like, right?
Yeah, Tales of like, yeah. That was. I was going to say that. Stop stealing my word.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, it's a fun RPG. It's a very good RPG. Unfortunately, the sequels aren't that great.
Okay.
But there's still some fun ones. So, but Star Ocean Second Story is probably the best in the entire series. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And hopefully, we'll get more of that. So. I mean, the sequels all went in a different direction, but I would love to see more Star Ocean in the 2D HD style.
Yeah, that's cool.
Up
All
next.
Right. Next is our big friend.
Yep, Wario.
Yes. A new Wario game. WarioWare games are always fun. Yeah.
And this one looks a lot of fun with the Joy-Cons. Yeah, like wave around, like a wiggle and that sort of stuff. And I just love this type of game.
Yeah, I was fan of this series from the GameCube era, where it was just very simple inputs with the controller. But yeah, I always love WarioWare games, especially because the mini games you have to like think within 3 to 4 seconds or something what to do.
They're very fast,
and they're very funny. Like there's a lot of humor, like weird things you're doing in these mini games. So.
Yeah, like sticking a finger in your nose.
Yes, exactly.
That sort of stuff, or a curtsy.
Yes, curtsies
in the new game. You can do curtsies
things.
now,
and of course, there's a lot of little references to other games in there. You saw Pikmin, I think. It's Mario 64 Racing is in there. Like just very short little. Mini games.
You have to shake someone's hand as a dog, as a Shiba. So that's you have to think fast and move fast.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just it's a great. It's just
party game.
A lot of fun. Great
it's
party
also
game.
a great party game.
Yeah.
So, all right. That was WarioWare. Next up, we're speeding right through. Was some stuff from Seattle.
Yeah, they're doing an event in Seattle, live event which is free to go to, which is nice. So people can just go there and then
like 4 days
do Nintendo things.
Yep, Nintendo Live. They should do something here as well.
Yeah,
in that regard for Nintendo Live.
Definitely.
So yeah, there's also a Challenge Cup coming for Super Smash Brothers. That's not really important. Amiibo, Zelda and Ganondorf. They look good.
New Amiibo, Amiibo.
Good.
And
but
then
finally,
the big reveal. Yes.
The biggest surprise was the 2D Mario game called Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I mean, it's not really 2D. It looks 3D, but it's on a 2D plane.
Yeah, it's as 2D as the new Super Mario Brothers games.
Yes.
Basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that they found again new mechanics every time they make a new like jumping on those rolling things and then they roll over enemies. Like every time I'm like surprised, oh yeah, of course you can do stuff like that too on the 2D space, right?
Yes. So the thing is, we talked about Mario Maker 2 before.
Yeah.
And we're all like, okay, what
could they do? Yeah.
What could they do next?
Exactly.
With Mario Maker 2, there's not really a reason to make a new brand new 2D Mario game, but they figured it out.
They figured it out.
They did some crazy stuff. I mean, the levels now can apparently change.
Yeah, you basically take shrooms.
Yeah.
Or like you're basically taking drugs which like completely warp the levels into something crazy.
And the characters,
things that are like static, like those pipes that you saw in the beginning, can become alive.
Flags can be stampeded away.
Yeah.
So that's weird, man. A wonder seed. Yeah.
It's really funny because people always joke, with the mushrooms, like taking shrooms.
Now they take wonder shrooms.
But this time they're like, okay, we're really going for the drug stuff now.
Yeah. I mean, I love that it looks so weird. Look, there's Wiggler. See, I told you we'd be coming back. This is the year of Wiggler.
Yes.
That's clear.
Exactly.
But they managed to surprise a lot of people with this.
Yeah, Daisy is also back, by the way.
Yeah, Daisy is even playable.
Yeah.
So that's cool that they're doing that. But it's also, there's also 4-player co-op.
Yeah, of course.
Which is all hectic, but you share the lives.
Yes.
So that is going to be fun if someone isn't that great at the game.
You can get mad at your friends. Great.
Oh yeah, 100%. But no, it looks really good. Yes. And also, at the end of the trailer was the biggest surprise, literally.
All right, what's it again? Oh, right, yes, of course.
Elephant Mario.
They had to have something memey in there,
Yep. So I tweeted this morning that, I fully expect like lots of cuddly Elephant Mario toys.
Oh, yeah.
I
Probably.
fully expect because he looks so weird and funny and cute in some way. It's Elephant Mario, like with the big belly and stuff. It looks great.
Yep.
But they call it Wonder because it kind of reminds me of Alice in Wonderland, where everything just warps.
Yeah,
Stuff.
exactly. And
So
we cannot ignore the talking
flowers.
flowers. Yeah.
There's voiceover actually.
Yeah.
Benjira pointed out that at some point you can hear Peach say, "Hey, let's go," or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So they're probably much more talkative during the game.
Yeah. I wonder if the movie has any impact on that.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah, because like, okay, now we have fully voiced characters in a Mario movie. You know, what are we gonna? Maybe we should like put that in our games as well now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah.
That was Nintendo Direct.
Yep. And that means that we are on to some PC gaming show stuff, some small things.
Some little leftover stuff that we wanted to at least point out a little bit. Yeah.
Well, one of the things I wanted to talk about was Jump Light Odyssey, but we already did that during the demo.
Yeah.
So that one's done. We also talked about Sand before because I was really looking forward to that one.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
We did talk about
okay, we'll just put that out one.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. Remove that one. You're looking overall. By the way, again, what did you think of the Nintendo Direct?
Yeah, I think it was really good. There was a lot of new stuff in there. Yeah, I was really positive surprised. I kind of like I knew they were gonna announce a new Mario game. Just based on the interview that they did for the movie with Shigeru Miyamoto, because they someone asked like, when's the new Mario game, and that's just he said something like, well, you just have to wait till the next presentation. So then we knew, okay, there's gonna be an announcement,
something Mario,
something Mario related, and there you go. So
actually,
Pikmin looks great.
Two Mario things actually. One very surprising one with the Super Mario RPG.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and of course they're going bonkers with this Wonder game. So yeah,
it feels like they're back on track. In a little bit in the old style where there were just a lot of Mario games and different ones, and then bringing back Mario RPG, which is, you know, it's not a traditional Mario game. It's something completely different. It's turn-based combat and stuff. Like I love it when they come back to that stuff. That means that they want to, you know, they want to broaden their genres. So that's cool.
There's a big chance that if this one is do well,
your audio is falling out for me.
We're at that point again.
Yeah.
So there's a big chance if Super Mario RPG is going to do well on the Switch. I think there's going to be a sequel, an actual sequel on the next Nintendo console.
Possibly,
I am 100% sure of
possible.
that. Yeah. Because they love working with Square Enix right now. They have a very healthy relationship. So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to that. I really hope we're going to get a new, an actual new Super Mario RPG, not just a remake or remaster. No, this is a remake, of course.
Yeah.
But you know, bring that back. Bring those collaborations back. Those were fun.
Yeah, and of course, you know, like with the big Mario games like Odyssey, which always look the best too, right?
Yeah.
So if you just imagine like a new Mario RPG with like fully fleshed out graphics,
that would be
top
great.
Tier. You can make like a complete adventure with that voice acted and all, even if they want. So that would be kind of amazing.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So so I also really enjoyed this Nintendo Direct. I didn't have a lot of expectations, especially considering the Sony showcase was a kind of a dud.
Yeah.
The previous Indie Direct was okay. You know, there wasn't a lot of new stuff shown, but this one had some very surprising and good stuff.
Yep.
So there's a couple of games that really stood out for me, as I said before. The Penny's Big Breakaway really stood out to me, and of course Mario Wonder.
Yeah.
So and I'm looking forward to the Star Ocean game, the remake, because they made the right choice to remake that with the 2D HD stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Really made the right choice with that one. So I wonder if it's going to get new voice acting though.
It might depends.
It might, because you know those are old files. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. So next up is one of the games from the PC gaming show that you wanted to
Yeah,
talk
well, just a few things.
about. Yeah.
I wanted to. Okay, so Road to Vostok. It's
Mhm.
basically a single player Tarkov, basically.
Oh,
So
right.
it's also made by one guy, if I remember correctly. So just one
Right.
developer.
Mm-hmm.
And he just wanted to make a game like this where it's highly realistic. It's very risk reward, going into a zone and surviving and looting,
Mm-hmm.
and very deep weapon customization, just like in Tarkov.
Hmm.
But yeah, I just wanted to point this one out because I love uh, people trying to do this. Games like
Mm-hmm.
Stalker, that kind of vibe is always cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I played. There's a demo on Steam where you can test things out. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's what's happening in here. It's like an area you can spawn in enemies, and then it's basically just a test phase for the game development right now.
Right.
So players can just give feedback on the systems that he's working on. Because this
Mm-hmm.
is a solo dev, of course, there's going to be a lot of things that he can't test himself. That's
Yeah.
why he let the community do it for him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can just play it for free and test out the gun mechanics, the AI, and just see if you bump into things that don't work, report it. So
Nice.
yeah, and also he's working on upgrading it to a new engine, I think.
Yeah.
So
You Unreal Engine 5.
yeah, so
Yep.
but yeah, it's still early. But
Mm-hmm.
think it works, and it does have that same tense feeling
Mm.
where AI is hunting you, and you have to be very careful near windows and stuff.
Mm.
And bullets are deadly in this game,
Yep.
stuff like that. So
Right.
yeah,
Cool.
pretty cool. Um,
Awesome.
that was my game. Yours next now. So
Yep. Which is from the creators of Don't Starve Together. It's called Dread Pilots,
mm,
and I like the look of it. I like the style. I enjoyed Don't Starve quite a bit for a while. Even played it on stream with Felicia Day back a couple of years ago. That was pretty
nice.
fun with a group of people. And this one is sort of 2D-ish. No, it's 2D, um, like
Yeah, it's like
space
on a
space
plane,
game.
but it's top
Yeah,
down, right?
yeah. So it's a scavenger game that I don't know. I just like the look of it.
Yeah.
I
This
I
this trailer, I've seen that. I was watching this trailer, and it was like
Mhm.
constantly going into one of those ports, but
Mhm.
there was very little like actual gameplay footage. Like here he goes
Yeah,
again. Like you see this
yeah.
constantly because
You
he's
see a
talking
lot
to
of story
characters.
stuff. Yeah,
Because I think this is just a very story focused trailer.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, you can mine stuff.
Mhm.
And I guess yeah, you go out to do stuff and then
Yeah,
make sure you survive encounters like this one.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, and
Mines.
of course
There's mines.
there's a lot of
Stuff.
skill involved in controlling the thing.
Yep. It's not
Yeah,
very fast. I think you can upgrade it to make it faster, of course, but
yeah,
uh, yeah, it does look like a bit of roguelike elements in there.
yeah. It's probably another a lot of risk and rewards
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Yeah,
So that's one I wanted to point out because we didn't do that for the PC gaming show last time. But there was a
yeah,
lot of stuff in the PC gaming show that was either shown elsewhere
yeah,
or just not interesting enough for me.
yeah. Exactly. I had the same. That's why we had a big list and we kind of like we
Yeah,
just scrapped a lot that we wanted to
yeah,
talk
we
about.
we definitely scrapped quite a
Uh,
bit because I don't really need to talk about the Stampede Racing Royale, which is
oh,
a Mario
you're
Kart with
falling
60
away again.
players.
God
Oh,
damn it! I have to really look up that stuff.
yeah. But I was talking about Stampede Racing Royale,
Oh yeah,
which
right.
is a
Yeah.
Mario Kart with 60 players. I mean, yeah, I'm not interested in that.
There was a
Um,
lot, so many small games in there
mhm,
that it's one of those. It's the same with Next Fest, right, on Steam. If
yeah,
you browse the Next Fest demos, there's so
mhm,
many games, and there's
yeah,
so many like little titles that
mhm,
also a lot of titles that do the same thing, right?
yeah,
There's so many roguelikes and so many
yeah,
Vampire Survivors clones,
mhm.
and
Oh yeah,
I think it's kind of sad because there's a lot of developers, of course, that want their game to be out there, and there's a risk that their game will never be played by anyone. But being in that category at least gives them a chance to be clicked by someone, basically.
Yeah.
So.
Hang on, I'm a floating head in a dark space.
Oh gosh, why is it
wait,
so dark?
Why isn't my light working? Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it
Weird.
is.
That's weird. So I'm not just a floating head in space.
This is the dark Vash era.
I'm not the big head from Morg. Oh no, big head was from third planet from the sun. Third rock from the sun.
Third rock from the sun. Yeah.
Third rock from the sun. Yeah, I love that show. It was fun.
Okay.
So, anyway,
yes.
Back on track. I'm very easily sidetracked. There was some games. There's like a sequel for Citizen Sleeper. Cool.
Yeah.
I still intend to play that game, the first game. But also Park Beyond is out now. It was out when the game when the PC Gaming Show was, I think.
Yeah.
So it's not really that interesting anymore. So yeah, it was a very long list of games that okay,
yeah.
cool.
They re-showed stuff also, like Pax of Exile 2, just another little sneak peek that's gonna be shown at the next convention they have. It was just a lot of little side notes about games. So
like there's another Metroidvania coming, but this time with Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah.
I mean,
it looks all right, but
it looks okay. But I'm not a big Metroidvania fan.
No.
And there's some very good ones like Hollow Knight, but I do play Hollow Knight, and this might be fun though, but it's just too much of the same genre at the moment. Yeah.
And then for me, at least, what was interesting is,
I think that's the final thing. So.
Yeah, it's the final thing. There's a Dune game coming from the creators of the Conan. Was it Conan?
Funcom.
Yeah, the Funcom guys.
Funcom guys. Yeah, Conan Exiles. Yeah,
the Conan Exiles games. They're taking the Dune. They have the Dune franchise. Like, holy shit! I mean, that's pretty cool. I always worry a little bit, of course, because their games have always been a little bit janky, a little bit like early access.
Eurojank. Yeah. Eurojank, we call it.
I always wonder what happens, like within a team when the call comes in that they are allowed to do a Dune game, because it's such a beloved franchise, especially now, of course, with the new movie series that is in the cinema. Like,
they're basing the game on that, on the movie. Yeah.
So it's going to be a survival MMO-ish multiplayer game again. But I feel that they do things a little different in this game.
Right.
Because it's there's so much like space between things you do. The planet itself is a big place, of course. Big deserts and stuff.
Yeah.
So I really hope this is a good game. Because the making of video that they're showing here, it shows a lot of promise. There's like they're talking about like political intrigue, like political espionage.
Yes.
And stuff like that.
Different houses.
Yes, they're trying to bring that into the game, right?
Yeah.
So I just really hope this is cool. I hope this is good.
I hope so too. Yeah.
The vehicles, of course, are really cool. The ornithopters and all that stuff. It would be really fun to play at least a very immersive game in the Dune universe. Because that franchise deserves more games. I mean, usually we had the RTS games. There was one new
4X game.
Yeah, 4X game.
Yep.
Exactly. But we don't have a lot of action adventure kind of games in that setting.
No. No, that's true.
So it's the same, by the way, with what I always bring up because it's my favorite movie, Jurassic Park, right?
Right.
We have a lot of park games, but we don't have very cool action adventure games or survival games.
No.
So yeah, I hope that happens one day, game developers. But yeah, for Dune, it's the same thing.
Listen up.
Yeah, of course, it lends it very well for a strategy game, but I also I want to be in that universe. I want to be a character in that universe, and see that sandworm come up and stuff like that, which is really cool. because you always
Yeah.
see it in other games. Because of course, Dune has inspired so many other games
Oh yeah.
with
Yeah.
big sandworms, including Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just hope this is good. I'm
Oh,
of course it's a very big wait and see thing.
oh
So
yeah. Because it's Funcom. I mean,
yeah,
Funcom is a good developer in a way, because but still, they did Secret Worlds as well.
yeah,
Also kind of janky, but
yeah,
it was okay. I did enjoy the Secret World stuff. So, but yeah, they have a lot of stuff, and this might be fun. I am slightly intrigued.
yeah.
I'm not a big fan of MMO survival games.
No, that's also my thing. Is that
Yeah.
because it usually becomes a little bit of a clusterfuck, if I'm gonna use a
Yeah.
word, is that
Mhm.
people just roam around doing their own thing, and
Yeah.
it turns out it feels more like being on a fun fair where
Mhm.
everybody's doing their thing and fighting their monsters and their things, and
Yeah.
people, and you just throw in this chaos instead of like being actually part of a world and
Yeah.
going out on a mission together with
Mhm.
people.
Yeah.
I wish games could do that, but it's really difficult because
Mhm.
humans are fickle and they'll do
Yeah.
what they want,
Yeah.
So it's always going to be
And
difficult to do that.
yeah, especially if you're with a group of people, there's always someone who doesn't really take it seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
So and especially with a world like Dune, you kind of want to take it seriously.
Yeah,
Act like you're in that world.
I mean
But
maybe
I mean,
because it's Dune, maybe it'll attract that specific audience, right?
that could be. Yeah,
So
yeah, that could be. So
so
it's going to be interesting. Definitely one to look out for.
yeah, it's probably very far off still.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because they weren't able to show a lot yet. So
No,
and everything you see here is still very much in development. So
yeah, it's all alpha footage.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, I guess that's it, right? That's the
Yeah.
last stuff we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, that was the last of the entire summer gaming stuff. All the presentations and
The
that
whole
sort of things.
showcase event,
Ooh, yeah,
event
I,
stuff.
I was
Yeah,
I was surprised that the Nintendo Direct was this week.
yeah. I was actually
Not
not
not.
expecting that.
No, I was expecting it in July or August, but
Yeah.
Hmm.
But they're very like short on the notifications, right? They're
Oh
like
yeah,
a few
yeah.
days like before. It's like suddenly, oh yeah, we're doing Nintendo Direct this Wednesday. It's gonna be 40 minutes. It's gonna be new games. Okay, good
Yeah,
luck.
yeah. That's like 2 days in.
Yeah,
Yeah, on Tuesday they announced that on Tuesday,
yeah.
so that was surprising. But yeah, pretty cool.
Yes.
I liked it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
hmm?
No. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you wanted to say something?
I was just gonna say that 2023 is a great year for games.
Oh yeah.
I've been looking through like what were the best years of games, and of course, one of the years is 2007, which was, if you look at the games that came out in that year, that was a bonkers year. That was one of the most bonkers years ever. But I think 2023 is shaping up to be really close to that.
Yeah.
Especially we're not done yet.
No,
We still have games.
point.
Yeah, we still have big games coming out. Life of P, Starfield, of course.
Yeah.
There's so many good games still coming.
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2, yeah.
Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake 2.
What else was coming this year? Like one of the Mario games
Yeah, there was
coming this year?
a lot of stuff in October as well.
Yep. Yep.
Jeez, let's take a quick peek. Games October.
Yep.
I'm just gonna do a little Google.
Okay.
Games October. No, what is it? 2023. Maybe that helps. I should have had a list, but
yeah.
there's no clear list here. I'd have to look it up, and we don't have the time for that. But it's gonna be a good. There's still good stuff coming. So yeah, gamers are having a great year, and I'm very happy about that.
Yeah.
Also because a lot of it, there's a lot of anticipated titles, but they're all good as well. Most of them, at least.
Yeah.
There have been a few stinkers, but
100%.
I mean, Redfall is a big example of that.
Yeah, Redfall's development was unfortunate.
Yeah.
Lots of people made mistakes, especially the higher ups in this case.
Yeah.
There was some things of coming out of Microsoft and Activision.
Oh,
I
right.
kind of want to mention some of that stuff because some of these things are weird. Like the FTC isn't really strong in their current case.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, there's confirmation now from Pete Hines himself that the Indiana Jones games is a game from Machine Games.
Yeah.
We talked about them earlier. It's going to be Xbox and PC only.
Yeah. They
So,
snagged it, right?
well, yeah. The game was announced before the deal went through.
Yeah.
Before Bethesda was acquired. So they had a contract for the PC.
Oh, you're falling out again.
Yeah, am I back?
You're back.
So they had a contract for a PC version, for the Xbox version, and for the PS5 version. Unfortunately, when Bethesda was acquired, Microsoft went to Disney and said, we need to rework this contract, and so they dropped the PS5 version. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
But we don't even know what kind of game it's going to be. But we do know that now it is confirmed to be an Xbox version, and that was asked from Pete Hines during the FTC hearing. But there's other stuff coming out that doesn't really shine a light on both of them. One of the more recent things today is that Starfield was in the process of becoming a PlayStation 5 exclusive. Sony was working hard on that apparently with Bethesda.
Exclusive even.
Yeah. So that's why they bought Bethesda. That's why Microsoft bought Bethesda. Yeah. So now they're doing the same thing, the other way around.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of console wars.
Oh no, me neither. I hate
but
them.
this isn't helping.
No.
These kind of things. There's a lot of stuff coming out of this, and it's still a couple of days happening. So there's going to be more next week. So we'll have a more clearer picture next week. But I did want to mention at least that stuff.
Yeah.
Because that was weird. Like
there's
some of the questions are very weak.
There's some tug of war going on here.
Yeah, but no, the FTC is also making kind of making a fool of themselves with the very weak questions.
Oh, okay.
So
they're just old people that don't understand what they're talking about.
Yeah. So what also happened today? I think that was like in the last half hour. Is that Judge Corley, who is familiar with the case because she dismissed the gamer case against the deal because it was kind of whack. So, Judge Corley asked Phil Spencer directly, "You're testifying under oath that you will make a future versions of Call of Duty for PlayStation 5," and he said, "Absolutely." Okay. So, he says gamers are an active and vocal group, and reneging on his word would create irreparable harm to the Xbox brand. Insofar it hasn't already been damaged, of course.
Yeah.
Because, the Xbox One was their biggest failure.
Yes.
So that did a lot of harm to the Xbox brand. And I'm glad that they're coming back with more games now.
They're climbing back up.
They're coming back, but this entire tug of war, like you said, it's kind of a shit show.
Yeah. I wonder if they're like the investors are pulling things like, but like you have to make things exclusive because we have to get people to get more Xboxes and stuff.
Yeah. So one of the things that was said yesterday, not today, yesterday was this is why I wanted to talk about it, is that Activision was saying, or Bobby Kotick in this case, he is an asshole. He should be pushed out of the industry and never come back. But the thing is, it was said during the hearing that, as one of the questions, that Kotick was saying that we're gonna pull Call of Duty off the Xbox if we don't get a new way the money is split.
Oh. Great.
because he said, "Oh, we already had this deal with Sony, but if you don't want to give us this deal, we're going exclusively on PlayStation 5 with Call of Duty."
Okay.
So, but it might even be possible, and I wouldn't, wouldn't put this past him, that he said the same towards PlayStation.
Yeah.
So they both gave it like 80-20 instead of the regular 70-30.
Yeah.
So 30% would be for PlayStation and 30% would be for Xbox. No, now it's 80-20. So 80 for Activision, 20 for Sony and Xbox. So yeah, that was one of the things I think that pushed Phil Spencer to say, okay, we're gonna buy Activision then.
Yeah.
And but it's a terrible move from Kotick in this case.
It is so chaotic, man.
It is chaotic as well, but it's also very greedy.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we're gonna pull this game from your console if you don't. It's basically a mob practice. Pay us more, otherwise we won't support your console.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
and
like
threatening with that.
Yeah.
It's very much a mob practice in this case.
Ugh.
So, I'm not a big fan of that. You know, I'm also not a big fan of publishers going games exclusive for a platform. If it's not possible to create a game on a Switch, fine. It's not possible.
No.
If you don't think it sells on the Xbox, you don't create it for the Xbox because it's a very small. They have a very small market right now on the Xbox. So yeah, of course, a lot of games are coming to the PlayStation and not to the Xbox. There's sort of a shift because Microsoft is pushing and paying people. But I'm like I said, Sony had some questionable decisions in the past with exclusives, like Street Fighter V. They granted they helped with the development of Street Fighter V. They funded a lot of it.
Yeah.
But in the case of there are other games that were suddenly PlayStation exclusive because they struck a deal with Sony. I'm not a big fan of that either. Just like they like Microsoft did in the past with the new Tomb Raider reboot.
Right.
All the other Tomb Raider games came to the PlayStation and other platforms, but this one was only for Xbox. It even came a year later on PC.
Yeah.
That was a bad move. That really hurt them a lot as well. So that sort of stuff is not done anymore.
No.
So and yeah, they're not doing that right now, but they are buying an entire publisher just
just for these. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and we'll have, like I said, a clearer picture next week. But I did want to mention that for a bit because it's a very ongoing case.
It's an ongoing thing.
Yeah, I do see the deal going through eventually. I do see that happening.
Yeah, man, I hate exclusivity.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
But they really can't stop this.
No.
Like I said, the FTC reasoning is very weak. They don't have the right numbers apparently. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I don't think and at the end of July they are going hard on the CMA in the UK.
Falling away again.
Oh, okay.
After July.
Oh, so after July, at the end of July, Microsoft is going forward with the case against the CMA. In the UK. So that hasn't ended yet.
Okay.
We'll see. I think both are they're gonna fight hard to get this deal through.
Of course.
Yeah.
To be continued then.
Yes. All right.
All right.
So, well, we're at the end of the show. What are your plans for next week, Metzman?
I'm still gonna try to at least finish that boss thing in Mario Galaxy 2.
Good luck with that.
And then next week is my last work week because after that I have vacation for 3 weeks.
Yay!
So that means I will be doing a lot of I'm gonna be doing a lot more streams. I'm gonna deep dive into the older Zelda games, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, because I got the Wii U versions for that, the HD ones.
Nice.
And also we continue because I also have Super Mario 3D Land World. Sorry, World. It's World on Wii U.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be a lot more Nintendo stuff on stream, and other than
Mhm.
that, I'll probably stream some other games in between.
Right.
I was also thinking about maybe returning to Fallout 4. Just I kind of
Oh,
like got the hook into wanting to play Bethesda game.
right. Because Starfield's coming.
Yeah, I just wanted to I wanted to see because I never got very far into Fallout 4.
Mm.
And I do like that sort of game.
Mhm.
I would I always like to try and play a very specific character that has very specific motivations.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the fun thing of playing those games, right? You can play what
Yeah.
you want. And for the rest, I will see. I'll be chilling, and of course, last work week is going to be counting down the days.
Of course.
And yeah, that's about it.
All right. So on my side, I'll probably play a couple of more demos before they stop this Next Fest stuff. And I've been playing some stuff irregularly. I have been thinking about finishing Lost Judgment finally. Because I really need to, because I have a couple of new games that I really want to play.
Yeah.
So and I really want to start with Persona 5 Royal finally. Because I also have Persona 5 Strikers, and then is Persona 5 Tactica. So, yeah.
Backlogs, everyone.
Oh, man. They are huge.
Yeah, it's insane.
So, yeah, and also I have some stuff on the Switch that I'm still playing, like Front Mission, that sort of stuff. So, yay. Yeah. But we'll see what I can talk about next week.
Yes.
So, all right. For now, though, where can they find you, Metzman?
They can find me at the Metzman on Twitter. TheMetzman. That's where I am. That's where I live. That's where I announce my streams when I go live.
Yeah.
So that's if you want to know me better and follow the things that I like and do, go to Twitter. There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, of course, this is the Pixels and Sprites channel. You can find Pixels and Sprites on Twitter as Pixels Sprites, and on Twitch under Pixels and Sprites. If you've been watching the stream, thank you. Otherwise, you can find us a video of it on YouTube under Pixels and Sprites. And yeah, that's the side of Pixels and Sprites. For me, Vash, you can find me on Twitter under PVBAIKUN. And that's PV Biken. So, yeah, that was it. That was all the stuff we can say. If you are watching this on YouTube, do subscribe. And
yes, it helps us very much.
It helps us a lot. And the same goes for all where you find your podcast. If you're just listening to the podcast on Spotify or wherever we are available, and follow us on Twitter. It's still alive for now.
Yeah. For now, it's
getting worse and worse.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens in the long run. We might show up somewhere else at some point. But yeah, also follow us on Twitch, of course. So,
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's about it.
Right. That's it. Thank you for watching and or listening. And until next time.
Till next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.